Morning. Happy Fri-Yay. We're doing the Fri-Yay kit together, and we are doing another one of my old kits that I had to put aside when I was moving out here to Minnesota. So it's a bit of a gray morning here, and the weather got a little cold this morning. It seemed like it was a little colder than yesterday. I think it was down to 1 degrees instead of 6 or 3 or something like that, but it just felt colder. My hands got colder this morning, which they normally don't. All right, so before we get to this kit, I wanted to just remind you that this Little Love of Spring, the Love of Spring dies is an add-on for this month and next month kits. So it's too late to get the one that comes this month, though there may be some extras available. And if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can always get old kits. This kit is all the little things, is also available. You can purchase this because it's still available. Now, I'm not sure that you'll get the add-on that was part of this kit or the extra gift. So the extra gift was this really cool organizer that I used for all my Stamin Spots. So as you can see, I kind of have them in the, their color families or whatever. Not color families, but I've gotten a whole lot of Night of Navy. I've got Misty Moonlight, Starry Sky, Basic Gray, Pebble Path. There's more that I've had in the past, but it's a great way to organize it. And if you're interested, you can always use these as a template to create more, and you can organize more than just your Stampin' Spots. If you've got like extra embellishments, or you've got extra baker's twine, extra stamp dimensionals, whatever it is you have, you can use this. I just put this here because and I'm using a kit box instead of a Paper Pumpkin box. So let's get to the kit. Oh, before I do that, I did want to show you. So I got a little busy because I saw somebody posting about these file boxes that you can make with Paper Pumpkin boxes. So as you can see, this has all of my Paper Pumpkins from 2000 to 2022. So I was only doing it for a year and a half. And quite often I leave a set of cards in the kit, in the stamps, just in case I decide to gift these to somebody. Like these have a set of these cards in here, but it shows me what the stamps are, the stamp set that's in this set. And so what I've done is I've just cut down the PDF case insert, and I've used this as my front page so that I can see all of the different stamp sets that I have in case I need something that my stamp sets don't carry. So this is the size of a Paper Pumpkin box. So as you can see, this is the bottom of a Paper Pumpkin box. So it's like 9.5 inches by 6 inches. And so what you have inside is a little bit smaller. So like 5 3/4 by 9 1/4 would be the inside measurements. But it's so nice to be able to see these. I've never been this organized. I had them someplace where I couldn't get to them very easily. I was running out of room just because it gets a little thick. Like I said, I keep a copy of the cards that are in here in each one of the kits. So this is one of them. And as you can see, it's just super nice that it's so convenient to be able to have these. I'm going to put little labels on them. And this is, of course, just 2023. I don't have this one yet, but it has all of them from 2023 that I didn't give away. So there's some that I gave away. And then, of course, there's a couple of them that I haven't done yet, which is what we're doing today. So I gave a link to where I got the instructions. If you have some old Paper Pumpkin boxes, it takes about 3 or 4 of them to do it. If they're a little beat up, you probably don't want to use that one. But anyway, so this one is all the little things, and it had that organizer in it. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a sinus thing. Excuse me. Okay, so this is the cute little stamp set. It has, with deepest sympathy, enjoy your day. I'm grateful for all the little things you do. Celebrate today. And just a reminder, Paper Pumpkin, when you first sign up, they send you a block that looks like this. If you want to purchase one from Stampin' Up, you can get this. And this one comes with the shaded spruce. So the first thing I do with the Stampin' Spot is I'll cut along the dotted line right in between where the white and the clear is. And then I can just open up my Stampin' Spot just like that. So I had to put all my Paper Pumpkin and all that, my Facebook Lives, to the side when I was moving because it was so much work. We were doing some improvements. We had to remodel our bathroom. We needed to paint everywhere. Oh, and this is how I have the bag. So this bag is like 5.5, not quite 5.5 inches. It's like a little more than like 5.25. And then with the flap that seals itself, it's almost 9 inches. But of course I folded it over here because I need it to be no more than about 6.25 inches. So it fits inside these boxes. So the height of the box is about 6.5. So I need my items to not be more than about 6.25. And if you want to, the link that I sent you is a Facebook group that has all kinds of really cool things that with this. One of the gals, she had hers like reduced down and with the title of it on a sheet, and there was 4 to a sheet, and they all fit in like a little envelope, a clear envelope like this. So a smaller one, like an A2 size clear envelope. And that was the way she stored it. So I like mine a little bit bigger because I like I said, I put a set of the cards in here so that I always have a reference of what the kit actually looked like so that people can see it and touch it and such. So I've got this set aside for this kit, and I'll be able to put it in my 2023 box. Okay, so kits are always, all you need is a pair of scissors. So all you need to do is, they have all the adhesive needed, they have the Stampin' Spot, and you just need to save your block to do the card. All right, so pull all this out and do a little exploring. If you don't have like a glass mat or scrap paper you can use as something to stamp on, this cardboard is just perfect for that as well. So I save these because when I'm doing my kits I'm mailing out my kits to my customers, I like to put this in there, and it just protects it and makes a nice way for them to get a kit without having it folded and such, because it's a heavy cardstock. I've also seen people make memory books out of these, and I've done that actually in the past as well. And maybe one of these days I'll show you one of those that I've done. Okay, so it looks like there are, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 cards. And looks like all the envelopes are the same. And then looks like we have 3 kinds of cards. So let's do a little organizing here. So this one's just white. And these ones, oh, pretty. Got a really pretty green wash on them. Those have already folded. And then we've got all the things that we can punch out. So let's take a look at the instructions. So the instructions give you what the cards are going to look like. And then before you get to the instructions, they have this page that shows what each kit gets. So this blue paper, again, it's another pretty wash, goes with the white cards. And these go with the one with the orange wash. So I want to say this is Calypso Coral, and they have, looks like pink. All right, we've got little glue dots. We've got some ribbon. We've got a really pretty iridescent embellishment. And we've got dimensionals. So you can see the dimensional or the embellishments, aren't they pretty? Okay. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be a sentiment on this or not. Yes, there is. And if there's a sentiment that's supposed to be on there, I like to leave those in so that all I have to do is punch it out. Okay, this one goes with the green one. I like to leave it in place because it's easier for me to stamp and then punch it out than try to pull it out and then stamp on it. So these again are for sentiments. So I'm going to leave that. Well, the big white, yeah, that gets stamped on as well. Okay. So those all get stamped on. And then this pretty. So I'm doing 3 at a time. And this floral goes with the blue wash, as does this one. So I should show you. This one has a really beautiful iridescent element to it. Isn't that pretty? So it's got an iridescent printed on it with some of the flowers. These look like cherry blossoms. And again, as soon as I'm done pulling it out, I'll show you it's got iridescent on it as well. And like I said, this is available to purchase still, and it's one of the past kits. Isn't that pretty? All right, that's everything. And then this one, it's got all kinds of little things that get punched out, and then it looks like it just goes on the card front. But again, it's got some really beautiful iridescent areas. I hope you've had a great week. I've had a busy week. I had my team meeting on Wednesday night. We made such a fun card. I hope you got a chance to take a look at it. It was the cute little Be My Valentine card that I combined with the sweet little daisy dies. I'm trying to remember the name of the dies right now, but such a fun little card to do. And I totally copied somebody else's design. I mean, sometimes my brain doesn't want to try to come up with something new. I just didn't have the paper that they had, and so got creative. And that background paper to that card was in the Be Mine suite. So, okay, so this one all goes with this orange wash card. All right. Recycles. Okay, so now we can go back to the instructions. And the first one we get to do is this one with the pretty orange wash. All right, so this is the sentiment, and it's I'm grateful for all the little things you do. And here's our stamp set. Now I save these and I always put them back on because it's just a nice way to keep your photopolymer stamps clean. Of course, I've got them in containers, but it also just is a way for me to make sure they don't lose their stickiness. Okay. So one of the things that I love about these paper pumpkin kits is they always give you more sentiments than you need. And they also give you more labels than you need. They always give you 4 in case you mess one up. So that's nice. But also you can change things. Like if you don't need a sympathy and you want to celebrate instead, you can use that. But if you need sympathy, that gives you that choice. And then it has enjoy your day, which is super neutral. Oops, before I go putting in my ink on here, I'm going to rub on my, this is a bigger stamp, so I'm just going to, there we go. Okay. So this one has this, clean off my stamp with my chamois. I need one of these and one of these. And we need 22 inches of the Calypso Coral twine. All right. So let's do 11 inches twice. That's easier math than trying to figure out 13 and then something else. Would have been 13 and 9, but still. This early in the morning, I know it's not early, but for me, it's like my brain's just not shooting on all cylinders early in the morning. Okay. We're going to put dimensionals on the back. So you always want to do the 4 corners. And then I think that it's best to do them on the sides for a big piece like this. And then you can do a couple more in the middle. So that seems like a nice amount of these. Oh, make sure they're all off. Okay, so I'm going to fold this over first because I don't like trying to fold it over after I have all my embellishments and everything on there. Okay, let's start again. This is a really pretty card. Okay. So this one gets glue dots on the front side. And then my little sentiment gets adhered to it. And then I'm going to put 3 dimensionals behind it. Okay. Now, when you're doing your string, so it looks like this is just supposed to be wound and laid on here. it's always a good idea to get it to stay is to use a glue dot and adhere it and then you can kind of lay it out how you want it. And then we're going to add some embellishments. So it looks like there's 2 sizes, and they want us to use 5 of them. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? Little embellishments. Then you can add your message on the inside, and then it goes in this really pretty, looks like a watercolor wash envelope. Really pretty. Okay, that's the first one. All right, now the next one, looks like there's a little bit more stamping to be done. So let's put this sentiment away. So we need these little dots. And we're going to need enjoy your day. Okay. Oops, forgot. I do that because there's some sort of a film or something on the backs or on these photopolymer stamps, and I find that the ink just kind of beads up. It doesn't give me a really nice, crisp sentiment. So, all right, so there's our sentiment. And then we're supposed to stamp these green polka dots. And I forgot again. Oh well. Just do a random pattern. And it's okay to stamp off the edge because that's always a good idea when you're doing some stamping. And if I get a little bit on my glass mat, I just wipe it with my chamois. All right. Okay, so now let's look at what else we need. And we need 3 of these. Whoops. There we go. Hi, Linda. Thank you for joining me. All right, let's make sure the card's going the right way. So this is unusual. They don't do this style of card very often where it folds long ways, so that's nice. All right, so it looks like I need 18 inches of the black twine. All right, 13 and 5 is 8. Okay, so now we use 3 glue dots on the back of this. And then I'm supposed to use that to hold my baker's twine in place. Okay. All right, and now I think I'm going to need more glue dots than that. Okay, so this goes about right here. And then we do dimensionals on the backs of these. And 1 glue dot on this. Okay. If you're wondering what made me use the paper pumpkin boxes, I didn't have the heart to do anything with them or to throw them away. And what I've done in the past is I have used them for my Christmas cards. I tend to not throw away Christmas cards. I like saving them. I have cards for, I don't know, 30 years that I've saved. And I think it may be because my my dear mother, when I moved out, she threw all my stuff away. So I think someday I'll have to get over it and start getting rid of stuff. But for the meantime, I don't want to. So, all right. So this goes about right here. And then my flowers can just go anywhere I want there. All right, and then just add some embellishments. So these embellishments are pretty thick, so you're going to find that you're going to need some extra cardstock to protect your envelope when you're trying to mail it out, because otherwise you'll find that it won't go through and it'll tear up your pretty card or the envelope before it gets to the recipient. So here's a second card. Really fun. So I usually will cut my cardstock and I'll make sure that I have a piece that goes over the top of it. And then it will take most likely a butterfly stamp. And I think they're around 98 cents, something like that. But it's a hand stamped stamp. So when you go to the mailbox or go to the post office, you can tell them that you have an extra thick item that needs to be hand stamped, and they can send or mail you or sell you. Let me just show you what they look like. But they are these really pretty butterfly stamps. And when I stamp things with this, I make sure that way it's hand stamped. Now, it doesn't always mean that it's going to get hand stamped. So to some extra protection, this was a really good idea from one of my friends, was I put my return address, my address on it, and then I slip the envelope inside a protector like this, and then I put my stamp on the outside. This doesn't run through a machine, so when it needs to be hand stamped, this just makes sure that that they have to hand stamp it because it doesn't go through the machine very well. So anyway, I don't want my stuff returned, but that just makes sure that your stuff isn't torn up before it gets to your recipient. So, because I think those machines are pretty rough on stuff. Okay, now we get to the last card. And here's the instructions for that. And you don't have to do it for the instructions. You can do it any way you want. I'm just following the instructions because I like to have at least one set that looks like the instructions. That way I can show people in person what they look like. All right, so they want you to stamp the background with, and this is the direction the card goes. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Your chamois is going to get more and more dark as you use it, but that's just the way it happens. Your photopolymer stamps, if you use a red ink on them, they're also going to get darker and darker. So just going to have to resign yourself to that. Okay, so this was supposed to be a sympathy, but there is a celebrate today, so you can do that as well. I'm going to go ahead and do the sympathy. I hate it when I need them, but sometimes that happens. All right, and this one is one of these cute little flags. So let me prep the It's really pretty script. I love it when they mix two different fonts to get a really pretty sentiment. It's my favorite. Okay. All right, so this card goes this way. And then we have this one that gets glue dots. if you have a hard time with your nails, you can use this pick a tool, which is just really handy, and it will just lift off the backing from these glue dots. If you buy glue dots through Stampin' Up, they come in a roll like this. I put the ribbon on it because it just kind of holds it in place so that it doesn't unwind. But the glue dots, you don't have any backing that you have to take off. So just so you know, it's just, you can see the little glue dots here, or maybe not. I don't know how hard it is for you to see. But they just have a roll of glue dots. And I've used these before Stampin' Up sold them as well for crafts. So that's just a really nice way to dispense glue dots instead of with a little backing paper. Okay, so that gets put on here. And then I need some dimensionals. Oh no, this needs glue dots as well. Okay. And they're saying 2 glue dots for this great big huge thing. I think not. I think it needs at least 3. I've just trimmed my nails yesterday, and they're not working as well as they usually do. Okay, so this pretty flower goes about right there. And then this one goes on top of this one, and it uses dimensionals. All right, and it pretty much just covers it's a duplicate of the other one, so it just gives it a 3D element. And then our sentiment lines up with that. So I need to just pull this down a little bit. Okay, so dimensionals on the back of the sentiment. And I need 12 inches of the Calypso Coral. All right, and looks like they tie it in a bow. Okay. And I'm just going to use a glue dot to adhere this about right there. And then we're lining the top of the sentiment with the blue background. All right, and we need some embellishments. So we'll just use a couple. And here we go. That's it. All right, that's it for the kit. That's all I have for this morning. So check out the link below to make your own Paper Pumpkin file box. It's just a great way to store all your stamps. You can see them, and if you want, you can use different boxes. Like this box, I used the Home for the Holidays and Warm Wishes, and it just made for a really cute box. And then this one, I know it seems kind of silly, but I used the Home for the Holiday box outside elements and just put it so that it was right side up. Though one of these I'm going to be putting a label on so that I show that it's 2023 and 24 kits. So, all right, you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. If you're watching this later on YouTube, please like and subscribe and share my videos. All right.